Hello and welcome to Mountain Aromatics. Today I am doing a request that I've gotten from several people, and that is naturals, but natural isolates. So individual molecules that are natural. I think these are your first line, some of the first things that you want to get if you don't have any isolates. So I think the first one is going to be linalool, Linalool, natural. It is one of the major components of many different citruses and essential oils, but lavender, I know lavender is not a citrus, it's under the herb category, but it is a major component of lavender. This is that specific part of lavender. I don't know how to put it. It is fresh, and it's not so much of the herb that this component is gonna go well and pull together some of your florals. So that's why this is a pretty important component. So I will say with all the naturals, they like this linalool is taken from it's going to be taken from different sources. So they may take like lavender, for instance, and they will break down the molecules, the individual molecules, and they'll just take the linalool from that. And here's linalool by itself, natural. So if you do naturals, I'm sure you're just going to have to not care that it's consistent, because the next bottle of linalool natural that you get can smell a little bit different than your first bottle, because it could be sourced from a different plant, and even if it is the same plant, it could be sourced from a different place, which different conditions with heat, cold, altitude, all of that kind of stuff. Soil conditions will affect it, so it will be slightly different. But if you want, and it is, linalool is way more expensive with the natural, but if you're doing naturals, you already know it's going to be more expensive. All the naturals are, whether they're essential oils or isolates, they're just going to be more expensive. The next one I think that you will need is Hexanol CIS 3. It is the green grass. It's very strong. This one, you are going to want to dilute it. It is a top note though, so it's not going to be long lasting. It's just 4 hours, but it's that green that you want. And of course, I'm just going over isolates, so individual molecules. So there are other naturals that you can get, but they're just not isolates, and all I'm doing is going over isolates today. The next one is gamma octalactone. Gamma octalactone, so 8. This is sweet and creamy coconut coumarin. This will go in the coumarin direction, but it also will be the suntan lotion aroma. So if you like that, this is perfect. And if you don't like that, you will not like this. but it is sweet. It is creamy. It is incredibly strong. It is definitely a middle note, and it's like 144 hours. But you need to, you can easily dilute this down to 10%. It's just really strong and will take over a formula. So you just need to know that. So you can dilute it way down to 1% or 5% or 10%. Then the next two I kind of put in the same category. Of course, they're both different, but beta pinene and alpha pinene. And these are the pine and these two, your alpha pinene and your beta pinene, they're the fresh, a little bit of camphor is in there, but pine needle, and of course this is just part of like of a pine. And with these two, I will say that you need to just buy a little bit. Don't buy a ton of it. It needs to be fresh. Yeah, it just needs to be fresh. So just saying that. The next one is benzoyl acetate. And you're like, benzoyl acetate, because that is one of your florals. And there's not a ton of floral naturals, but this is one that is going to gear you towards the jasmine. But that's a little balsamic. There's fruit, floral. It is a top note. It only lasts like 4 hours, but it's really, really beautiful. And it smells complex, even though it is a single molecule. It is still pretty complex. Yeah, but it'll bring you into the floral realm. So it will mix well with the linalool, just so you know, and it's going to mix well with the next one, which is probably my favorite, and it is beta ionone natural. It is, I'm gonna say raspberry, and it is raspberry, but it's way more complex. This is super strong. You need to definitely dilute it, and it's a fruity. There's a little bit of freesia flower in there as well, and will lean you towards the violet flowers. In America, it's like American pansy, but the American pansies are pretty big, and then the real violets that are edible are the smaller, really small. That violet, when you eat those, you can, you're going to be smelling it when you eat it. That's in here. You can smell that. It's just added raspberry aroma in here, but it is absolutely my favorite, but will go a really, really long way. It has fixative properties in it, and it is very expensive. But again, all naturals are, for the most part, more expensive. And to me, this is not the be-all end-all, but this is a beginning of isolates for those of you who do natural perfumery. So I hope that is helpful for you, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. It really does help, and turn on the notifications. So every time I upload, you'll get a notification, and then hit the thumbs up button if you want more videos like this. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a beautiful day.